Hello there, friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Amy here, and this morning I wanted to create a card using the card creativity special that Close to My Heart launched on September 1st. So on my website, amy.closetomyheart.com, you can print out this whole cutting guide, workshop guide, and it gives you the cutting diagrams, and then it gives you the diagrams for doing all your thin cuts, and then each of the cards and step-by-step instructions. So in this card creativity collection, there are 4 different stamp sets. There's thin cuts that go with some of them, and there's stencils. So what I'm going to do is take one of the cards from that workshop and change up the colors and put a little bit of an Amy spin on it. So what I wanted to do was use some of the new Crisp Air color combinations. So in our current July, August, September catalog, the featured paper pack or collection, I should say, for September is Crisp Air. And so down at the bottom, it gives all the different colors that were used to put this Crisp Air collection together. So I chose some of those colors as my form of inspiration. I turned to this idea book to inspire me for a different color combination, seeing that it is fall. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. I did do some pre-cutting and pre-stamping before I came on camera just to save time. So what we are featuring is this amazing thin cut. I have it right here, and it is called Stitched Swirl Background, and I love it. I ran my White Daisy cardstock through my die cut machine using this thin cut, and if you're in the market for a die cut machine, the Close to My Heart one is amazing. So here you could see how wonderful this is. I love how there's stitched border all around the outer edge, and then we've got all the swirl stitches. So I'm using one of the white card bases that Close to My Heart has. I love that they come pre-scored. I just like to give it an extra crisp fold using my bone folder. And then this thin cut is going to go right on top of it. It fits the exact size of the card front. So I'm just going to use my adhesive, and if you are new, and I ran out, so let me get a new one. If you are new to my channel, I love the Close to My Heart adhesive. And I love it because it gives us a grace period. So when I adhere things down onto my project, if I do it crooked or I don't like the way it looks, I do have a little bit of time to peel that up without damaging my project. And I tend to put things on crooked all the time, so I like that grace period. So there you can see how it fits right on the front of our card base. And then I cut a piece of paper. It's 3 3/4 by 3, and ran that same thin cut through the die cut machine on this piece of paper. So it's just the same thing, only smaller. And I'm using a piece of pine cardstock. Pine is one of our new colors that debuted on September 1st, and like all of our cardstock, it's double-sided, so you can see one side is the true color, and then the back side is a shade lighter. We're going to go ahead and use the true color, or like we like to refer to it as the dark side, and I cut it just 1/4 of an inch bigger than this swirl piece of paper. So just mount it like that. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to adhere this straight on or if I want to give it a little bit of dimension. We're going to adhere it straight on because we're going to use some foam tape for some of the elements that we're going to put on top of this. So I am just putting this right in the center of my card base, just like that. And then I have my pre-cut and pre-stamped pieces. We're using the Dragonfly Wishes stamp set. Now this does come with thin cuts also. If you have a die cut machine, you can get it with the thin cuts. And there are a lot of thin cuts. So all the highlighted pieces are what come with thin cuts. If you don't have a die cut machine, then you can get this without the thin cuts. But what's really cool about this is it also comes with stencils. So there are 3 stencils. Let me see if, hopefully you can see these. So there's a stencil for each of the dragonflies. In the stamp set, there's 3 different size dragonflies. And using the stencils makes it really easy to color your images. And you'll notice that Close to My Heart is starting to include stencils in with a lot of our stamp sets, which makes me very happy. So we have the medium dragonfly, and I am going to put my stencil right on top of my image. I want to make sure that I'm getting the right side down. So yep, that looks good. And then I do have some of our new masking tape that I'm going to just tape this down onto my Versamat. And you could even also do this on your all-purpose mat. But then I thought I would sponge, add color to my dragonfly using sapphire and pine, because those are 2 of the colors that are in the Crisp Air collection. So I've got my sapphire ink and I've got my blending brush, and if you follow me, you know how much I love these blending brushes. I'm just going to tap a little bit of this off onto my desk pad, and I'm going to very carefully just sponge the bottom wings of my butterfly. Then we'll pull in our pine, which is one of our new colors. I'm going to do the same thing. Just tap it off a little bit and then add some green. Now you can color in these images with your markers. They don't have to be with the sponges, but I kind of like that sponged look. And in the workshop guide, we use the Distress Oxides. So there is my dragonfly, and I really like the way that came out. And so next we are going to color in our daisies. Now I pre-stamped this a few days ago using my Black Intense ink, and I just have to get my yellow marker, which I forgot to bring over. Bear with me for a minute. We're going to use the gold yellow blend. So here's our tri-blend marker. I'm gonna use the mid color, and I'm kinda just dashing, using little dashes to color in these daisies. Now these daisies would look great with a bright yellow for summertime. But because we're entering into fall, I thought it would be fun to make this kind of have a more autumn feel to it. So again, this is the gold yellow blend. And at first I thought, oh gosh, this will be kind of tedious to color, but it goes really quickly. I'm just kind of dashing. I dreamed up this color combination, you know, this idea in my head, and then I turned to the idea book for color suggestions. The Close to My Heart idea book is a great resource for inspiration, as is our Love of Color books. Those were just on sale over the weekend. I hope some people scoop those up if they didn't already own them. But playing with color and the different color combinations is really fun. And this stamp set is kind of fun to color because it doesn't have to be perfect. So I think I got all of the flowers. Now we need to color in the stems. And I'm going to use my dull green marker because I don't want it to be too dark. So the dull green blend, and I am using the dark end. You could even make these look like sunflowers if you wanted to. That's a possibility. So I guess I'm going to call this kind of messy coloring because you're not making it perfect, but just giving this image just a little bit of color. Now, as I'm doing this, this is the first time that I'm playing with this stamp image. I tend to do a lot of thin cutting while I'm watching TV with the family. I'll just do a bunch of thin cutting, and then I'll go back and I'll do a bunch of stamping and stick them in my stamp set envelope so that I have them when I want them. And this is the first time I'm adding color to this, and it is really fun. But I'm thinking you could even just leave this black and white, and that might be a really striking card. Now I'm just going in with my gold yellow blend with the dark end and just kind of highlighting some of the detail lines that are on the stamp set. And those lines are there to indicate shadowing. So just kind of giving these flowers a little bit of dimension. And I'm really just making tick marks. Doing this very quickly. So we're naming this messy coloring. If I wanted to, I could color in the centers. All right, let's go for it. Do you know what else would be really pretty on the centers of these? Maybe gold stickles or a gold shimmer brush, or maybe even some little beads. That might be kind of fun, but I kind of like that. It gives it kind of some dimension. So let's go ahead and adhere this. And again, this design is, I was inspired by the card, one of the cards that's in the workshop guide. Now there is going to be an online class. Close to My Heart is going to go walk us through creating all of these projects on a Facebook Live. I believe it is October 10th. on the Close to My Heart Facebook page. So even if you don't buy the products, you can still go in and watch the class. Now I'm wondering if I want to do best wishes. I think I'm going to do the thank you because I want it to stand out more. And I have a lot of thank yous that I need to be sending out. So let me get my block. And I'm putting my thank you on my block. Now remember, if you're using new stamp sets, you want to season them, and you can do that very easily by just rubbing them on your skin. You want to get that shiny, glossy look off. You want to go for more of a mint or a matte finish on your stamps. And then I'm using my pine ink. I'm going to stamp it once on my desk pad, and I'm going to bring in my foam sheet that comes with the stamp just to give it a little bit more of a cushion. And we'll stamp our thank you. And it's a solid stamp, so I'm just going to run my finger over it. The longer you keep it on your piece of paper, the more time the ink has to absorb into the paper and give you a cleaner cut. And I like how that came out, and I like the pine. So all that we have left is to add our dragonfly and our thank you. So we're going to add our thank you with some 3D foam tape. I'm going to use the thin. And we'll put this down. And put this right here like this. And then we will add our dragonfly with some foam tape. I am a lover of foam tape. I love Dimension. This stuff, as you can see, it tears very easily. It also cuts great with our scissors. And we'll peel the backing. So are you a dragonfly fan, or do you prefer butterflies? I love both. Okay, and there is our dragonfly. And then I thought, do we want to add some green, or I also have gold. Maybe we'll do gold. Yeah, let's do some gold glitter gems. So we'll put one right here. These are the small, and the gold glitter gems, they come with a small and a large, and these are the small ones. And our card is done, and I am liking it. So this is the card that I was inspired by in the workshop guide, and I just wanted to do it with some more fall colors. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back again to share some more fun ideas in the near future. Bye-bye.